Madam President, after 3 days of an unnecessary lapse in funding, a bipartisan majority has brought the Democratic leader's extraordinary filibuster to an end and passed a bipartisan bill to reopen the federal government. As I've said repeatedly over the past week, shutting down the government is an irresponsible way to do business. It does not reflect the seriousness with which I know my colleagues on both sides would like to approach the people's business here in the Senate. All our important work for the American people had to be put on hold while this manufactured crisis was dealt with. We made no substantive progress, not 1 inch, on the serious bipartisan negotiations that will take to solve issues such as immigration and border security, health care, defense spending, and many other matters. So I'm glad we can finally get back to work here. Amid the political gamesmanship, the past 3 days have highlighted many of my colleagues' commitment to honest and bipartisan work. I'd like to particularly thank Senator Graham, Senator Collins, Senator Flake, and several of our Democratic colleagues who worked tirelessly to bring this impasse to a conclusion. Soon, federal operations will be getting back to normal for the American people. We all know what comes next, challenging negotiations on a host of serious issues. The weeks ahead will require the best from all of us. I hope we can remember some lessons from this regrettable incident. Brinksmanship and hostage-taking do not work. They make bipartisan progress harder, not easier, to achieve. Senators must focus on the common good of the American people, not the warped priorities of extreme voices, no matter how loudly they shout at us to do otherwise. With the pointless, damaging, partisan theatrics of this government shutdown behind us, serious and bipartisan negotiations can resume. We've been talking for months about how to address military spending, disaster relief, health care, immigration, and border security, and the rest of Congress' unfinished business. Now those talks can get going again. Whether they bear fruit is up to all of us.